Let's start with a statement that should make any historian just stop in their tracks. Arthur Waley, one of the most respected scholars on this subject, looked at the foundational text of the entire Mongol Empire and said its historical value was, and I quote, almost nil. That's a pretty devastating verdict for what is supposed to be a nation's origin story.
But what if the real value of a text isn't just in what it says, but in the unbelievable, improbable fact of its survival? You see, the journey of this manuscript is a story in itself, and its mere existence ended up changing everything in ways no one could have ever predicted.
So let's unlock the story of the secret history of the Mongols. It's a text that's wrapped in just as much mystery as the history it claims to tell. And honestly, its existence is this profound lesson in how the smallest actions can echo for centuries.
Now, this is not just any old book. The secret history is totally unique. It's the only surviving account of Genghis Khan's rise that was actually written from a Mongolian perspective, in their own language from their own time. Every single other source we have, it was written by people they conquered or people who were their enemies. This is the story from the inside, showing this incredibly complex web of family loyalties, tribal politics, and personal betrayals that really forged an empire.
And, you know, they call it the secret history for a really good reason. We have no idea who the author was. The original language and even the script it was written in, still a mystery. Scholars have been debating for more than 100 years whether it was finished in 1228, 1240, or 1252. And the biggest mystery of all, the original manuscript is gone, vanished. Everything we know about it comes to us secondhand.
And this is where the story takes this incredible turn. We're about to look at a genuine historical butterfly effect, how a simple, kind of boring, bureaucratic decision made in one dynasty had this massive, completely unforeseen cultural impact centuries down the line. This really lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have the cause, Ming Dynasty officials back in the late 1300s doing a simple administrative task. They just needed to train some translators. And on the other side, the completely distant effect, a modern nation, centuries later getting access to its own founding epic, something that becomes a cornerstone of its identity. So, how on earth are these two moments in time possibly connected?
Well, the answer lies in what you could call an accidental archive. It's a story of loss, of preservation by people who couldn't have cared less about the content, and then of a stunning rediscovery. So first, you have this great disappearance. Sometime after it was written in the 13th century, every single copy of the secret history in its original Mongol script just vanished from Mongolia. We have no idea why. The nation's foundational story was basically erased from its own homeland.
Okay, so the way it survived is the whole key to this. The Ming Dynasty, they needed to communicate with the Mongols, right? But their scholars couldn't read the original script, so their solution was honestly brilliant. They transcribed the entire epic, but they used Chinese characters not for their meaning, but just for their phonetic sound. So imagine writing the English phrase "how are you" as "how are you," using characters that just mimic those sounds. That's what they did. And because of that, the epic story of Genghis Khan was preserved, not as literature, but as a glorified phrasebook. It was saved completely by accident.
For nearly 500 years, the text just sat there, in hibernation, as this obscure academic tool. Then, in 1866, a Russian monk, Archimandrite Palladius, stumbled upon the manuscript and realized its immense historical significance. It took decades of incredibly hard work, but the story was finally translated back into the modern Mongolian language by 1917.
And that rediscovery, well, it changed absolutely everything. The consequences of this incredible journey show us what this text has really come to mean for Mongolia today.
For centuries, this is all it was, a dense, academic, broken-up text, a tool for bureaucrats. Its whole purpose was functional. Its epic, narrative heart was completely ignored.
And now, well, the transformation is just complete. Today, the secret history is treated with a kind of reverence that is really hard to overstate. Just like the quote says, it's become this cultural treasure, found in the traditional homes, the gurs, all across Mongolia. It literally journeyed from a dusty language primer to a national Bible.
And its significance is now global. The secret is definitely out. A text that was almost lost forever has now been translated into over 40 languages, and it's finally taking its rightful place among the great classics of world literature.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? The entire story is just this profound reminder of the role that pure, dumb luck plays in shaping our collective memory.
Think about it. Mongolia's foundational story, the only one told in its own voice from that entire era, wasn't saved by some heroic librarians or careful archivists. It was saved by the boring, practical needs of government administration. It survived purely by bureaucratic chance.
And that leaves us with this one kind of lingering question. If a story so central to a nation's identity can hang by such a thin, accidental thread, how many of our own histories, both personal and national, are only surviving today because of some forgotten, random twist of fate?